How does Sri J. Krishnamurti's meditations differ from the various traditional forms of meditations?
As people who have had exposure to both the worlds, to the world of the Hindu tradition, and which is more or less the same as the religious tradition in the other religions of Buddhism and Christianity and so on, and uh, to the world of Krishnamurti, where he's thrown additional blinding light on the whole thing of meditation. I think we are in a good position to see that the so called meditation, um, which is talked about in the traditional religious arenas, seems to be driven by the self, seems to be the result of an effort made by the self, at least in the beginning. Later on, they might drop the emphasis on effort, but in the beginning, there is concentration, which is itself an effort. And nobody speaks about awareness in meditation in the traditional religious arenas. And you are given a mantra, and you are given a mantra or you are given a yantra, and you're asked to concentrate on that, and you're asked to go on chanting that mantra, and you're told that if you chant that mantra 20,000 times, then you're going to go to some heaven or some such thing like that. Now, I think something is wrong with the whole thing because, um, first of all, the intention behind this meditational activity does not find a mention in the whole presentation of meditation. What is the intention? And just it's presented as a very mechanical activity that you do it 20,000 times and then your desire will be fulfilled or you'll go to some plane of consciousness, that kind of a thing. Uh, I think it is far too inadequate. It may be at best preparation. And now you come to the Krishnamurti and universe. And here, there is no such thing as concentration because it's very exclusive. Concentration is an activity of the self driven by its inclination for acquisition, its inclination to succeed, to achieve, and all of that is going to prove to be counterproductive because that's not the essence of meditation at all. And So in Krishnamurti, there just has to be quiescent awareness, and initially quiescent awareness of the ways of the self. And then when you're aware without any motive, without any effort, without wanting to get anywhere, without thinking of your stupid achievement, then Krishnaji says that meditation may happen by itself. And because it's not an activity which can be set a-going by the self and its self-centered machinations. It's something else, totally not within the purview of man. So it can happen. So the question is, can you be wise enough? Can you be silent enough? And can you be intelligent enough to allow that to happen and you not getting into the way?
Very tricky.
Of course, of course. So it's very subtle, extremely subtle, and you've got to learn it, even if you don't know it in the beginning. I think it's worthwhile approaching it as the world teacher is asking us to approach it, and maybe we will get a glimpse of it. Maybe we will learn it. We don't know. It depends on how much of interest and how much of dedication and how much of sincerity we have. But it's a wholly different approach because there is no concentration, there is no contribution which a so called seeking self can make. It is the absence of the self from beginning till end. And then it has to go like that. If you take some of the more serious meditations, for example, in Advaita Vedanta, they will give you a Mahavakya like Tattvamasi or Prajnanam Brahma. And you would have been exposed to it, you would have been taught enough about it, You would have learnt about it in the Upanishads or some other text, and then you are asked to dwell upon it. Now, that is a completely different kind of meditation, which has no overlap with what Krishnaji is saying, and that is the peak of the tradition, and we cannot brush that aside. That has its own wonderful place, and but Krishnamurti is talking about something else which is outside the purview of the self.